This is Maureen Cedro, bereavement counselor for Excela Health Hospice. I would like to invite you to sit with me for a few moments as I offer you some information, some education, some understanding, and hopefully some comfort. At a certain point on our journey through this world, we, individually, are inevitably required to draw water from the river of sorrow. We drink it, wade in it, bathe in it, yet feel neither cleansed nor refreshed. Grief and loss always has a defined beginning, but never a defined end. You can pull yourself out of the river, but you are not dry. You are still weighted down by the heavy sorrow. Oh, you might shed some drops along the way, but as you are walking, your hair is still dripping, your pants still soaked and heavy, and every step forward is a pool. There are parts of you that never lose the sorrow, never completely dries. So how do we persevere? How do we gather the strength to leave the water's edge and resume our journey, not broken, but restored? One of the ways to help ourselves through the journey of grief is to reach out a helping hand to others. Our shared grief binds us to one another and sometimes creates a fabric that is strong, enduring, and comforting. We don't have to be 100% okay to be a source of comfort to another human being. Our feelings of loss may subside, but we will always carry with us the mark of pain and loss. Mark Nepo said this: "The truth is, my suffering does not have to be out of view for you to be happy, and you don't have to quiet your grief for me to be peaceful." Allowing our suffering and happiness to touch each other opens a depth of compassion that helps us complete each other. There are always things to be done in the face of suffering. We can share bread and water and shelter in the storm. But when we arrive at what suffering does to us, there is only compassion, the genuine, tender ways we can be with those who suffer. So we must tend to ourselves first, to examine, feel, hold our grief so that we, baptized in our own river of sorrow, may move to the water's edge, turning and looking at those who struggle in that same river and say, "Yes, I understand. I have been where you are now." And maybe this is why, most importantly, we need to feel, experience, and understand our pain, because it opens us in a fully deeper way to be present to others, to accompany them to the banks of the river, and to step with them back onto the path of living. Feeling our own sadness, anger, and anxiety, we can deeply empathize with the emotions of other people, help them articulate their experience, and ultimately feel understood. Jan de Blue wrote an article for the Huffington Post in which she talked about her journey to wholeness after a loss and how helping others was an integral part of her healing. She said this: "It would be an exaggeration to say that I keep my eyes peeled for people in pain or trouble. I simply try to stay aware of my surroundings and to be open to engagement with those around me. This is the complete opposite of how I moved through my world right after his death, hooding my eyes, struggling just to carry the stone that had become my heart. It feels liberating now to be open to possibility, to lightness, and to wielding the immensely healing, for me, power that lies within 3 simple words: can I help? It's my belief that I'm simply being asked to pay attention to suffering and to step in when I sense an opportunity. Often the best thing I can do for the person is simply to listen to his story, to ask questions like I'm really interested, which I am, to stay with her until my heart tells me it's okay to leave. All this can be a powerful balm for someone who's having a terrible moment or a terrible day. I know from experience. And when I comfort others, simply by being present for them, it's also a powerful balm for me. So You might not be ready to volunteer in an organization or do something that requires energy that you do not yet have, but you can always offer those 3 simple words as you work through your grief. Can I help? In closing, I would like to offer you this cup of comfort, a beautiful poem by Grace V. Watkins. In the dark immensity of night, I stood upon a hill and watched the light of a star, soundless and beautiful and far. A scientist standing there with me said, "It's not the star you see, but a glow that left the star light years ago." People are like stars in a timeless sky. The light of a good person's life shines high, golden and splendid, long after their brief earth years are ended. So thank you for listening. Our team of grief support professionals works to inform, support, and guide patients and families through the grief process. If you or someone you know is in need of support, please contact us at griefsupport@excelahealth.org. That's GRIEFSUPPORT at EXCELAHEALTH.org. You may also use this email address to write in any questions or comments you would like to share about your grief journey. We have several options for receiving support, including many live meetings, as well as an online support group. Look for us on Facebook under Excela Health Grief Support and request to join our grief support community. And please check this page often for updated information. Please remember, this is a journey. You can do this, and we are always, always here to help you. Thank you, and take care.